welcome back to yoga therapy class with MoreYoga and me, Charlie. If you have any injuries that you need to let me know about, can you please write them in the chat so that I can provide you with adjustments. We are a bit wonky, so I'm just going to move that. Hang on. Okay, that should be better. Okay, so yeah, please write it in if you can, so that then I can see who is practicing with me and what your level is. There's 3 of these classes on the MoreYoga schedule, so these are the MoreMind classes. I'm part of the committee on MoreMind, so we're offering classes to help with your mental health. So rather than us trying to focus on stretching the connective tissues or the certain muscles and tendons, or even maybe getting more of a workout like we do in my power class on a Sunday evening, this class is all about building mental health resilience. So using the principles of yoga, neuroscience, acupressure and yoga therapy and merging them all together so that you can use this as one of the many tools out there to help strengthen managing and stabilizing your mental health. So this is an elemental yoga class. So those of you that have come to all of them, we've now worked through all of the 5 elements, so earth, water, fire, air and space. Last week we did space. And now we're going to move back to earth. We'll move through some of them kind of on and off, and we're going to start to merge the elements together. If you are on here and you are new to elemental yoga therapy, what we do is we use these elements and apply the principles of these elements and kind of combining the Eastern and the Western medicines together to select a combination of specific yoga poses that help to work on a specific area of our mental health and what can kind of cause us imbalances. So I'm Charlie, yoga teacher and mental health therapist. Again, if you want to write anything during the class, you can do that on the chat. So before we get started, this class always starts with a little bit of a meditation and more of a kind of talking therapy practice, just so that you can get a little bit more grounded, understand what it is that we're trying to work on today. So grab a couple of pillows if you want to sit on them and have your legs crossed. Allow your spine to be nice and tall and your shoulders to be relaxed. And just lower your gaze slightly. And so coming back into the earth element, one of my favorite elements, it's kind of right back to basics. It's all about resetting, coming back into where you feel safe, where you feel strong, where you feel centered, and trying to build boundaries for yourself. So whenever you feel like things can get a little bit too much, or you feel a little bit overwhelmed or overworked perhaps, maybe you're balancing too many different things, earth practice is the one that you want to come back to, because it helps just strip everything away and try to get us feeling a little bit more centered and just understanding what it is that we need from a basic level. What are those specific things that each of us individually need to feel stable, calm and have clarity again. So earth is the nourishing element. It is about reminding yourself of where is your reset button. So learning to know when to stop, take time to check in and kind of let everything else fall by the wayside and just remind yourself of where you need to be in that specific moment. So I'd like you to close your eyes just as we come through our introduction to the class and our breathing exercise. So have your hands on your knees with your palms facing up. This is an earth mudra. You can bring your first finger and your thumb to touch if you prefer. Just roll the shoulders a couple of times. Good. Let's take a deep breath in. Open the mouth, breathe out. One more of those. Deep breath in. Open the mouth, breathe out. Good. Let's let the breath be natural for a while. Eyes closed. I want you to think back to a time when you felt really in control of your emotions, your reactions to things. A time where you felt really grounded, really stable, really centered in your own self, your own mind, your own body. You feel that you can just let things pass you by, you're just observing, embracing, learning from the difficult times and really enjoying the good times. It's a challenge to be in that space, so just try to think back to a time when that was for you. And remind yourself that if that time isn't now or isn't this stage in your life, try to manifest and try to remind yourself that you can bring that back to you at some point. It might not be today or tomorrow or maybe even in the near future, but there is going to be a time where you feel that way. Have that hope. And even if you're nowhere near that feeling at the moment in your life, perhaps you can start to think about, what are your boundaries? Do you have boundaries in your life? Do you know what they are? Do you know how they show up in your life? What are the qualities and the things that you need in your day, in your week, in your month, that you do just for you, that you keep yourself safe, that you feel in control? And that might be taking a break from work, it might be putting something into your day every day, it might be yoga practice, it might be limiting the amount of people that you see, that overstimulation of communication. It might be that solitude, that time on your own to either run or to read, to listen to music. Try to just think of those things that are your boundaries, that allow you to remain centered and strong in who you want to be and who you want to show up as. Bring your hands to heart center, keep the eyes closed. Before we begin the movement part of the therapy class, I just want you to think of something that you want to give to yourself, a feeling, an emotion, a goal, something for yourself. Breathe into it and breathe out. Now, not fully opening your eyes, I want you to come to lie onto your back, flat on your back with your arms and your legs outstretched. You're going to have your hands on your belly to start with, legs out along your mat, similar to a shavasana. And then reclose down your eyes. And in an earth practice, we use a belly breath. So the root area of the body is your pelvis and your tailbone. So this is the area that is connected to the earth element. And to get into a relaxed state, to really kind of stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system and the vagus nerve that runs down the back of the neck, we need to find a really strong belly breath. So this is a full 360 diaphragmatic breath. So your diaphragm needs to really pull down into your abdomen to fill your lungs. So bring your hands onto your belly, close your eyes, allow your neck to be nice and long. And just bit by bit start to breathe in and out through your nose. Slow and steady. And your belly will move a little bit as you breathe, but I want you to try and increase that. Try to exaggerate the movement of the stomach, the movement of the belly. You want the belly to be puffing out towards the ceiling as you breathe in, and then no effort, just let it drop away as you breathe out. If you're not getting much movement in your belly, you can just use one hand to rub your belly, you can massage the belly, you can kind of turn on the nerve endings that stimulate this area. So obviously there's a lot around the gut, the large intestine, the liver, the spleen, there's a lot going on down there. This is where we house all of our organs. So it can take a little while for your brain to connect, to move this part. So just keep with it, stick with it.
few more nice deep breaths. Knowing that if your body likes this kind of extra stimulation, you have to really try hard to slow down. This is probably in your lunch break during work, so just try and get out of your own way. Try to embrace the slowness of an earth practice. Allow yourself to slow down and just focus on each part that we're doing in the class. So for now, you should just be focusing on this strong belly breath with the eyes closed, nothing else. You can keep the eyes closed if you want to. You're going to stretch up through your arms. So reach your arms above your head. Stretch nice and tall. Reach your fingertips away from you. Reach your toes away. Take a breath in. Exhale, relax. Again, breath in. Reach nice and tall. Exhale, breathe out. Good. Bring your hands back up and over by your hips, palms facing down, and then just allow your feet to point upwards. So you want your toes above your heels, your feet are kind of in a flexed position, and you want your feet hip distance. You're going to really push and anchor your heels into the floor and your hands, and then lift up your hips, so off the ground, squeeze your glutes. Really squeeze the glutes to protect the lower back. Breathe in. Exhale, come down. Good. Breathe in. Exhale, come down. Take one more for me. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, come down. Good. Bend up the knees and then bring your feet down to the floor on the mat by your bum, and then you want your fingertips touching your heels. Have your feet and your knees hip distance. Allow your lower back to be flattened into the floor. We're going to take a few dynamic bridge lifts, so we're going to lift the hips up and down. As you breathe in, push the hips towards the ceiling. Really ground through your heels, and then exhale, tilt your pelvis as you ripple down to the floor. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Very nice. Last one. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Now we take another one, but we hold it. So we've removed the dynamic element. Lift the hips up and hold it here. Now in the earth element, in the element connected to this sense of trying to find your center, trying to come back to this clarity area of the mind, we really need to activate the stomach and the spleen areas of the body. So stomach and the spleen are connected to this part of the mental health area in the brain. And these areas of acupressure are in your feet. They run all the way up from your feet over the tops of your thighs. So try and ground your big toes. So the pressure point is in your big toe. So push it into the ground as you squeeze your glutes. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, come all the way down. Good. Okay, we're going to take a one-legged bridge. This can be quite a challenging pose for some people, but it's really good for the gut. So it obviously stimulates the glutes from a muscular perspective, but it helps to get energy driving down, and it stimulates the nerve endings into your gut. So I want you to lift your hips back up, push your hands into the ground, and then pick up your left toes and just turn them inward slightly. So your left foot is tilted inward. Keep your hips high and then extend your right leg up to the sky. We're going to hold it for 2 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep your hips lifted. Take your right foot down. Lift your hips higher. Breathe in. Exhale, come back down to the floor. Good. Reset your left foot back to parallel. And then inhale, lift your hips back up to the sky. You can do it. It's quite strong for the glutes. Pick up the right foot, turn it inward, then lift that left leg up to the ceiling. Really activate your right big toe into the floor. Keep your hips high. One more breath in. One more breath out. Place your left foot down. Lift your hips higher. Inhale. Exhale, come all the way down. Good. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Take a breath. And release. Good. Just roll to one side, ideally your right hand side, and then come to sit up. We're going to come to a butterfly position. So bring the soles of the feet together, similar to cross-legged.
but the soles of the feet are touching. Now again, we want to activate the big toes, so push your big toes together as much as possible. If this is too intense, just push your feet slightly further away from your pelvis. Take your hands on top of your knees and just try to push your knees a little bit further towards the floor and reach your shoulders forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Very nice. Lift the torso. Try to keep the legs in butterfly. Take your hands and grip onto your knees. You're just going to wake up your spine. So your spine is obviously more connected to the water element, but we need to warm it up in each of the classes. So I want you to pull your elbows in as you open your chest and look up. Breathe in. And then exhale the opposite. Kind of pull your belly button in. Round your shoulder blades forward and look down. Inhale, pull the chest forward, look up. Exhale, squeeze the belly in, round your shoulders and look down. Inhale, squeeze and look up. Exhale, squeeze in and look down. Good, and release. We're going to come to staff pose, so just straighten your legs out in front of you. Ideally, you'll have your feet together, but if you prefer hip distance, that's fine. Now you want to activate your legs as solid as you can, so flex your feet, take your hands by your hips or further back if you've got long arms, and then really activate your thigh muscles. Maybe if I had like a piece of paper, I could run it underneath your heels. So ideally your heels have lifted off the ground a little bit. This will activate your thighs a lot more. Really squeeze the muscles. This should be a super active posture. So a lot of the point of an elemental class, a yoga therapy class, is actually activating the blood flow in different areas of the body so that there's a proven kind of scientific impact on your mental state, rather than just obviously the, adrenaline that you get from doing a yoga class or an exercise class. We're trying to actually apply the principles of using this kind of stimulation of the muscles and the breath to activate different pathways in the brain. Breathe. And breathe out. Okay, good. We're going to lift your hips up now. So you want to bring your heels together if you decided to do hip distance. You're going to point your toes, and then you're going to come to reverse plank. So spread your fingers wide, lift your hips up, and then hold it here. So we're opening the shoulders, getting the arms to start to work, using our hips to try and get as high as possible. Hold it, breathe in. Exhale, lower the bum, flex your feet, take a little forward fold. Keep your hands where they are, but you can lift the heel of the hand. Good, feel the stretch down the back of the hamstring. Inhale, lift back, ground your hands, point your toes, lift once again, lift your hips up. If you like to look back, you can do that. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower your hips, flex your feet. Again, take a little forward fold, allow the heels of the hands to lift. And then come up. Now the meridian line runs all the way from your big toe up the front side of your legs, and then all the way up into just underneath your breastbone. So I want you to make fists with your hands and just pummel your legs from your knees up to your hips. So imagine there's a straight line right on the top side of your thighs, and you just want to slowly kind of bash the heels of the hands into your thighs to wake up these muscles. Energy can get stuck, so we can get tension in the thighs, and release. Good. Swing your legs around, come onto table, so hands and knees. And then I want you to hold your table, so activate your core, spread your fingers, push your heel of the hand and the knuckles into the ground, and then look between your thumbs. Hold it, activate your core as much as you can. Breathe in, breathe out. And I want you to close your eyes as we move through cat-cow. So lower the belly, tilt the pelvis, pull the shoulder blades together and look up. And then exhale, squeeze the belly in, round your shoulders, look through the thighs. Inhale, belly down. Now you've got the movement, try and close your eyes. Exhale, really push the ground away. Inhale, tilt the pelvis. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, tilt the pelvis. Exhale, squeeze it in. 2 more. Down, breathe in. Exhale, up. Inhale. Exhale, down.
Very nice. Okay, you're going to step your right foot in between your hands, so you can use your right hand to get that foot there. And then just kind of tuck your toes and take your left knee an inch or two further back. So you want to make sure your right toes are further forward than your knee. And then you're just going to really push into your hips. Now the key again is we're working the thighs in an earth class, and we need to keep that big toe active. So make sure you're pushing your right big toe into the floor. Try and lift your arms to the sky and then squeeze your belly in. So try not to arch the back. Try and lengthen your lower back. Activate your left glute and your right big toe. Good. This is called the cross line of the body. Left glute, right big toe. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Bring both hands down, so maybe the left hand and then the right hand can go onto the thigh, and then just step your right knee back to join the left and take a child's pose. So take your knees wide, relax your feet and drop your forehead towards the floor. I want you to stay here for a few breaths. Remember, we are connecting the physical and the mental body. So some of the classes, when we get back into fire and air, we are going to be moving a lot more. But in other of the elements, so water, space and earth, we need to be focusing a little bit on that balance and that dance between the slow and the fast. So trying to just relax into your child's pose, try to get the benefits of this practice, the benefits of this pose. Breathe nice and deep into your belly. Good. Okay, we're going to do the left side, so look up. Bring your hips forward and then step your left foot in between your hands. Again, you kind of need to modify here, so you need to make sure your toes are in front of your knee, and you want to make sure your right knee is further enough back that you can get a bit of a hip stretch. Ground your left big toe, push it into the floor, and then reach your arms up. Suck in your belly and try to squeeze your right glute. Feel your right hip flexor activate. Try not to arch your lower back. Keep your hands nice and strong. Good. Breathe in. You can tuck the back toes if that feels better. Can help to activate your right glute. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, bring the right hand down, left hand onto the thigh, and then just step the left heel and the left knee back. We're going to transition through a down dog. So spread the fingers wide, lift your hips to the sky, and take your first downward dog. And you can warm up here, so you can lift the heels up and down. Allow the head to hang really heavy, let gravity take the head, maybe swing it from side to side. Good, take a full breath in, try and get the whole belly involved as you breathe. And a full breath out. Good, look forward and walk your hands to the top of the mat, take your time. We'll take one breath in, forward fold, feet hip distance, breathe in. Open the mouth, breathe out. Push your big toes into the ground as much as possible, and then slowly come to standing, rippling up through the spine, letting the head and the shoulders be last. Again, take your time, slow everything down. And then we're going to hold in mountain. Mountain is an earth posture. It should actually be a bit of a challenge, even though you are just standing. So I want you to push your toes again. Activate everything in the big toes. Squeeze your big thigh muscles, so engage them as much as possible. Activate the core. Push your thumbs out and your fingers forward, so this opens your external part of your shoulder blade and your rotator cuff. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Imagine you're standing against a wall, so you're pushing the back of your head into that wall. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Good. Hands to hips. You're going to step your left foot back. We're coming to a lunge. So either 2 steps or 1 big step to the back of the mat. Lift your back heel high and then bend into your front leg. Again, you'll keep hearing me say this. Ground your right big toe. Allow your hip flexor to kind of activate in the left leg, and try not to tilt your pelvis up. Pull it underneath you as you deepen the bend. Good. Arms to the sky, come into your full lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Warrior 2, open to the left, back heel in and down. Deepen the bend of the front leg. Warrior 2 is the key posture, so it's the main posture in an earth practice. So it's about long holds and getting energy pulling up from the ground upwards. So it's a bottom-up approach. So you want to be pushing into your feet, allowing your muscles in your legs to activate.
Try and activate your left toes as much as possible and squeeze your left leg solid. So you want this left leg to be working as much as the right leg. Imagine you're pulling your heels in towards each other to get your glutes and your inner thighs to activate. Look through your middle finger of the right hand. We've got 2 more breaths. You can do it. Hold it. 1 more. Hands to hips. Turn into a lunge, so twist onto the toes of the back foot and then step up to the top of the mat in 2 steps or 1. Inhale, take the arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We're going to take a sun salutation. Exhale, fold. Take your time to get to a high plank. So walk it back. Hold your high plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop your knees. Lower your chest and chin to the floor. Sweep forward, lift your heart. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just the 1 breath. Inhale. Let it go. Look forward, walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Take them into hip distance and then drop your head. Take 1 breath in your forward fold. And 1 breath out. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Reach to the sky, inhale. Hands to heart center. Exhale. 1 breath in your mountain. Squeeze your thighs, your toes, thumbs out, head back. Exhale. Good. Hands to hips. Slowly step your right foot back to the back of the mat. And then nice deep bend into this left leg. Lift your right heel super high. So you're on the toes of the right foot. Settle deeper into your left thigh. Ground through your left big toe. Again, tuck your tailbone under and then reach your arms to the sky to come into your full lunge. Breathing in. Breathing out. Warrior 2, open to the right. Back heel in and down. Really push that left knee out to the left. Don't let it pull into the right. So you want your knee in line with your ankle or slightly further back, not further forward. Look through your left middle finger and remember to activate everything in the right foot, the right leg, the right glute. 3 breaths. One more. Hands to hips. Turn into your lunge, twist onto the toes of the back foot and then step to the top of the mat. Take a breath in. Arms to the sky. Exhale, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Find a high plank in your own way. Take a breath in when you're there. Exhale, lower your knees, lower your chest and chin, and then sweep forward as you lift your chest and your heart open. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward, walk your feet to the top of the mat, hip distance again with the feet. Forward fold, drop your head, inhale. Exhale. Slowly come to standing, so no sweeping the arms up, just let the arms be heavy as you coil up. Good, we're going to close the eyes and take a mountain pose. So we're going to come into our visualization of this practice to allow the mind to settle. So I want your body to be active, try not to check out. Big toes, thighs, glutes, belly, shoulders back, thumbs out, eyes closed. Strong breaths in and out. In and out. Focus just on your breath. And out. Try and keep your rhythm of your breath like that. And then allow your mind to focus on the visualization. So as your feet grip into the floor, I want you to imagine there's roots coming out of the base of the heel. And these roots are twisting down underneath the ground below you, rooting you to the floor, keeping you super solid. Your feet are locked into the ground. You have these roots that are twisting and turning underneath you. And even though the body is really solid, you feel this slight swaying motion. There's this lightness in the upper body, this lightness in the head and the shoulders. So you feel this grounding from the earth, this stability from the earth, but this expansion out in front of you, this potential. allowing yourself to feel how powerful you can feel when you have this rootedness in your body, these boundaries and these safety nets that you create for yourself that make you feel at home, make you feel cared for. But that there's also this potential in this world to play in, to live in, as long as we keep ourselves safe and stable. Breathe in, breathe out. Hold the eyes closed. If you've forgotten to have the body solid, reactivate your thighs, squeeze everything in. Good. Take your hands to your hips, step your left leg back, come to your lunge once again, reach your arms to the sky, lift your back heel high and then deepen into your right leg. As you open to warrior two, keep that right foot activated, open the left foot to the side 90 degrees, look through your front middle finger, hold your warrior two, activate your left foot, breathe in, breathe out. Flip your right forearm, take it onto your right thigh, and then reach your left arm over your head with your palm facing down. Try not to let your left leg really activate. Hold it. Good. Breathing in. Breathing out. Okay, you reach your left arm forward, you twist onto the toes of the back foot, and you reach your right arm back. So you're coming into a twisted lunge. So left arm is forward, right arm is back. Back heel is lifted high. Pulling the right heel back, pulling the right hip back. Breathe. Good. Left hand down, right hand down. Step the right foot back, high plank. Inhale. Try not to slide it across the floor. Exhale, lower your knees, lower your chest and chin. Open your chest, breathe in, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Knees together if you can. Drop your head towards the floor. Come onto the tips of your fingers and have your arms straight. Close down your eyes and hold it here. Take 3 breaths. Big breath in. Through the nose, exhale. Big breath in. Through the nose, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come to down dog. Ground the hands, lift the hips, tuck the toes. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward. If you want to jump, jump, or step the feet to the top of the mat. Take a forward fold. Heel toe the feet to hip distance. Reach to the sky with the arms. Come all the way up to standing. Hands to heart center. Good. Hands to hips. Step back with the right leg. Come into your lunge once again. Ground the left toe. Lift the back heel. Arms to the sky. Inhale. Warrior two. Open up and down over to the right. Push that left knee out to the side, activate the right toes. Look through the middle finger. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Good. Flip the left forearm, take it onto the thigh, reach the right arm over the head. Keep that back leg activated, try not to let it turn off. The right foot can try to slide away from you. Take a nice deep bend in your left leg. Go as far or as little as you want. Good, we take the twist, so you reach the right arm forward, twist the heel of the right foot up, reach your left arm back and your shoulders back. Twisted lunge. Good, breathe. Right hand down to the floor, left hand down to the floor. Pick up slowly that left foot. Try not to drag it, come to a high plank. Breathe in. If you want a chaturanga, you can do that, or just focus on knees, chest, chin. Not a big part of the practice. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Look forward, walk your feet to the top of the mat. Bring your toes to touch now, and then your heels about an inch or two wide. And then slowly come to chair. So sit the bum down, reach the arms to the sky, hold it here. Chair is also an earth pose. So again, it's all about the legs. It's all about driving energy up from the ground, into the thighs, into the belly area. Try and go lower if you can. Weight into your heels. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, come to standing. Good. Hands to hips. And then separate your feet about an inch or two narrower than your mat. And then bring your heels in and your toes out. So we're coming to Malasana, which is yogi squat. Again, another classic earth position. I want you to bring your hips all the way down. So come to sit into your squat. Some of you won't be able to get the heels down, so you'll just need to bring your fingertips on the floor and hold yourself up. If you get your heels down, you can bring your hands to prayer. So your key earth postures are mountain, warrior 2, any of the warriors really except warrior 3. So warrior 1, lunge, and warrior 2. Malasana, which is this one, and chair. And then the positions on the back are your bridge and your one-legged bridge. In this position, hold it. So I want you to ground through again your big toes. Try and push the outside edges of your feet down. Squeeze your knees wide. Breathe. Okay, let's close our eyes. This can be intense, just try to breathe through it. One more. Good. Okay, bring your hands forward, just come into a wide-legged forward fold. So just pull your heels in and back and then drop your head. That can be a bit of a challenge. Then we're going to come to lie on our belly. So just step your feet back, bring your knees to the floor, nothing fancy, and just lie down flat to the ground. Now I want you to take both hands back behind you towards your hips. Just lift your head up a little bit and then bend up your right leg towards your bum cheek. So your right heel is towards your bum cheek. Then I want you to see if you can grab the top of your ankle. So your right hand reaches back to grab the top of the right foot. Now that you've got the leg, if you have a strap, you might be able to use a strap. Bring your forehead to the floor. Push your left palm into the ground. Kick your right foot into your right hand and push your pelvis into the floor. So this should really be activating your quad. So try not to lift your right knee off the floor. Push the top of your thigh into the ground. So you should be trying to stimulate the flow of the muscles in the thigh by kicking your right foot into the hand and pushing your right thigh into the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, release. Place your right palm down to the mat, facing down. Release the right foot. Lift up the head if you need to reach back with the left arm. And then bring the forehead back to the floor. Kick your left foot into left hand. Push the thigh into the floor. So the key is trying to really push the muscle into the ground. Can be a bit of a challenge. Good, one more breath. Okay, we're coming into bow. So kick both heels up. And you can either just bring your hands by your sides, lift up your head and walk your fingers back and hold it here and flex your feet. Or if you're lucky enough to grab your ankles, bring both hands back and then lift up your chest. Maybe you can even lift up your knees. Hold it here. Squeeze your glutes. 2 more breaths. One more. And release. Push back into a child's pose, toes to touch, knees wide, head towards the floor. Relax everything down. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Lift up your head and then just flip around and come to lie on your back to come into your Shavasana. So allow your whole body to come down. Let your legs be out wide. If you've got access to the space, try and bring your arms out like a T, so in line with your shoulders. Lift up your head, tuck your chin, and then lower your head down. Take a big breath in and sigh it out through the mouth. One more big breath in. If you have any sound to make, let it go. Close your eyes. Soften the muscles in the face, the jaw. Try and release any tension from the shoulders and the neck just by kind of allowing your mind to go to that area for a minute. A lot of that stress and tension that we get around the shoulders is
is actually built up from the nerve endings, from the stress that we release in our brain. So the more we take things in and the more we release cortisol around the body, it can build up this kind of connectional tissue around the shoulders. So just by thinking of relaxing this area, you can drain some tension. Same in the gut, same in the belly. The glute is a big muscle, the biggest muscle in the body, so try to make sure your glutes are relaxed. Let your body be really heavy and really still. Allow your eyes to be closed. Let everything go. If the mind wanders, it doesn't matter too much. Every time you find yourself focusing on something else, just try to bring it back to how the breath is coming in and out of your body. Just trust in the process. Again, remember, often we are the only ones in our own way from preventing ourselves from doing something. Really, everything in life is a choice. We have a choice to go to work, we have a choice to decide where we work or decide how we want to approach a situation and react to a situation. So it really is down to us. It's just a challenge of reminding ourselves of that. So hopefully being here still solid after a yoga practice, you can think about what are the things that you need in your life that you need to commit to and hold yourself accountable for, to allow yourself to build boundaries around you to keep yourself safe so that you have that stability and that resilience. Just take the last few moments in silence, allow the breath to be natural and just relax. And then slowly bring your awareness into your body. Make some tiny movements with the fingers and toes. Maybe just run the thumb along the base of the fingers, the tips of the fingers. And then roll to your right hand side. Keeping your eyes closed or half closed, come back up to sit in a cross-legged or form of comfortable seated position. And then bring your hands to prayer position at the heart center. Bring the thumbs to touch your skin or your shirt. Breathe in. Breathe out. Remember that gift, that goal, or whatever it is that you gave yourself, and just take that with you into the rest of your day. Bow your head to hands, brain to heart, and then shoulders to the earth. Namaste. Thanks everybody. Remember, you have the chat if there's any questions, other things that you want to follow up on. This class is every Thursday, so we move through yoga therapy. We try and take a different thing that can be imbalanced in our lives each week and work on it. If you prefer more of the mental health side and less of the movement part of the yoga practice, there are a couple of courses that we are running. There's going to be a big full mastermind course that kicks off in January, me and then Dr. Stephanie, so the psychologist, and then Liz, who's head of wellness at MoreYoga. We're going to launch that in January. And I'm running my own course that starts in October, which is all about a mental health resilience toolkit. So a bit of neuroscience and then a lot of elemental yoga therapy. So if you're interested, message me or look on the MoreYoga page. You can see it at deeptide.co.uk or on MoreYoga online trainings. And that's it. Thanks, yeah, it's really nice to practice with you as well. Okay, bye everybody, see you soon.